Hi, this is Vinay from Gamers Nation. We are here for the Threadripper 9000 series introduction. So AMD sent us the latest 9000 Threadripper 9960 and 9970. So here we have 24 core 48 thread CPU that we can use for your high-end tasks, your professional renderings, your AI, ML, everything. So who this CPU is for? This CPU is not for gamers. This CPU is not for even the high-end desktop users. This CPU is purely for professionals. If you check the performance gap between the consumer grade and the Threadripper machines, you will be blown out. Basically, we are at 24 core, 48 threads. We can increase our RAM up to 2 TB. We can put 4 GPUs. So even if you think you want 4 parallel processing GPUs, you can put this here. You can increase your RAM as much as you want. You can put anything that is CPU intensive. Now for this, we have 9960X built here. Let's take a look at the machine. This is where the CPU is. Just below this Thermaltake cooler, we are using a AIO, that is a 360 mm from Thermaltake with 2000 RPM fans, copper latch plate. For the motherboards, we are going with the Gigabyte TRX AI50. This is also sent by AMD. So we will basically test the whole machine out. I'll show you the scores. For the graphic card, we are using 9070XT, and for the power supply, we are using 1200 watt. Let's start the build montage now. So in the next section of the video, we'll run benchmarks on it, we'll gather some scores, and let's see how this performs.
The machine is fully prepared. We have completed the assembly, driver installation, and we are ready to proceed with the benchmarking. We'll be running 4 key performance tests: Cinebench R23, CPU pass mark, Geekbench 6, and the 7-zip compression test. I'm using AMD Adrenalin to record everything. For a quick review of the system specification, we are utilizing the 9960X, which features 24 cores. We have 64 GB of RAM, currently occupying 4 out of the available 8 DIMM slots, leaving significant potential for the future memory expansion. For the dedicated graphic card, we are using Radeon RX 9070XT. We'll begin with the Cinebench R23 benchmark. We are conducting a single loop of multi-core test. There is no need for the full 10-minute duration. The single pass will be sufficient to gauge the peak rendering performance of this 24-core system. So we are starting the CPU multi-core. The loop is nearing completion already. It executes with remarkable speed. The multi-core score achieved is 59,255. Following this, we will run the single core test. This test deliberately uses only one of the 24 available cores, so it may take longer to complete than the multi-core run. I'll fast forward the video and return with the final result. The single core loop is now complete. We have achieved a score of 2149. This verifies that the CPU is highly efficient for both multi-core and single core applications. Our next test is CPU pass mark. Pass mark runs a suite of 9 individual tests, including integer math, floating point calculations, prime numbers, sorting, comparison, and extended instructions. These are compiled into a single comprehensive CPU mark score. This composite test provides an excellent overall indication of the CPU's general computational speed. We'll run the test now, and the final score will accurately reflect the performance of this 24-core 9960X. Benchmark has concluded. The score, which calculates the cumulative performance across all the routines, is 91,478 points. Now we proceed to Geekbench 6. This benchmark is designed to reflect real-world tasks the CPU performs day to day, such as file compression, navigation, photo editing, and more. It offers a practical view of the system's responsiveness. I have started the CPU benchmark. As you can see, the test begins by gathering system information, followed by the first task, that is file compression. The entire process typically takes a few minutes. I'll fast forward and review the final scores. Bench test completed in approximately 4 minutes. The results are 3,108 points for the single core score and 24,883 points for the multi-core score. Scrolling down, we can observe the results for each individual single core and multi-core subtests. Now time for the final benchmark, that will be 7-zip compression test. We'll open the 7-zip manager, start the benchmark. This test evaluates the CPU speed for both compressing and decompressing data. As we initiate the benchmark, note the settings. Dictionary size is set to 32 MB. We are utilizing 48 threads and the memory consumption is approximately 10 GB out of the 64 GB pool. We are running total 10 passes. The current rating shown is 265 giga instruction per second or billion instruction per second. This is a relevant measure of the parallel workload performance. The elapsed time is minimal and the test will conclude shortly. The final resulting rating is around 270 or we can say 266 gips for the compression and 368 gips for the decompression. This demonstrates the high processing speed of the 9000 series Threadripper. This is the initial chip in the new 9000 series, which also includes 9970X, 9980X and the top tier 9995X. The total rating received is 4540% at 6.93 gips. and the total of 317 gives. We have successfully concluded all the benchmarks. A final summary of all scores and performance data will follow.
So we saw how this beast performs. We have completed the 9960X benchmarking. We have assembled this machine. We are partnered with AMD to provide you such solutions. So if you, your organization, your enterprise needs something like this to process your work, to 3D render, for AI/ML, for anything that is high-end, you can get in touch with us. We are very much happy to configure your system.